All right, let's talk about something that can either be a total game changer for your finances or a real headache, the credit card. It's so much more than just a piece of plastic. Think of it as your first step on a big financial quest. So, you ready to figure out how to master this thing? Let's get into it. Okay, so here's our game plan. First up, we're going to break down what a credit card even is. Then we'll help you pick the right one. Think of it as choosing your gear. After that, we'll unlock all the cool benefits, look out for the common traps, and finally, give you the solid rules you need to win the game. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the call to adventure. Every great quest starts with understanding what you're up against. And for us, that means getting to grips with this tool in your wallet. I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward, right? But let's really dig in. What actually is a credit card when you get down to it? Okay, so think of it like this. A credit card is basically a tool that lets you borrow money from a bank for your purchases. It's like having a short-term loan right in your wallet. You swipe, the bank covers it, and then you pay the bank back. The most important thing to remember here is it's borrowed money. It's not free cash, not at all. Now hold on, you can't just go wild with it. The bank gives you what's called a credit limit. That's the absolute maximum amount you can spend on that card. Consider it your spending boundary, kind of like the edge of the map on our little quest. So each month, the bank keeps a running tally of everything you buy. This period, usually about 30 days, is what we call your billing cycle. It's like a monthly chapter in your financial story. And this next part, this is where it gets really good. It's called the grace period. This is basically an interest-free window you get. But, and this is a huge but, you only get this awesome perk if you pay your entire bill in full and on time. If you don't, poof, that benefit is gone. Okay, so how does this all play out in real life? Check out this timeline. Your billing cycle starts on day 1 and runs for about 30 days. Once it ends, the bank sends you your bill, your statement. From that point, you've got another 20 days or so, that's your grace period, to pay up. What's really cool is, if you buy something right at the beginning of your cycle on day 1, you could get almost 50 days before you have to pay for it interest-free. It's all about timing. Okay, time for our next section, choosing your first card, or as we're calling it, picking your gear for the quest. Because look, not all cards are created equal. You wouldn't give a knight a wizard's staff, right? It's the same idea here. The best card for you really depends on how you live and spend. So, when you're just starting out, what makes a good beginner card? Well, you want to keep it simple. Number 1, look for a card with a low or even better, a 0 annual fee. You also want a rewards program that's super easy to understand, none of that complicated stuff. And most importantly, you want a card that's actually designed to help you build up your credit history. Let's just focus on the basics for now. Now, this is where you need to think about your own spending habits. Are you always shopping online or paying bills? A cashback card could be your best friend, literally giving you money back. Spend a lot on dining out or groceries? A rewards card will get you points for that. If you're a frequent traveler, a travel card with lounge access is a no-brainer. And if you're always on the road, a fuel card can save you some serious cash. The whole point is to find a card that gives you perks for the money you're gonna spend anyway. All right, so you've picked your card. Now for the fun part, unlocking its real benefits. I'm not kidding. When you use this thing the right way, it's like discovering you have financial superpowers. Seriously, this is about way more than just buying stuff. First off, you're building your credit score. Every time you pay your bill on time, you're building a strong financial reputation. And that's absolutely crucial for when you want to get a big loan for a car or a house someday. Plus, it's a safety net, an emergency cushion for those unexpected expenses. It's also way safer than walking around with a bunch of cash. And of course, you get rewards for your normal, everyday spending. It's a win-win for sure. But like any good adventure, there are dangers lurking. There are some serious traps you can fall into that can lead to a really nasty cycle of debt. So let's talk about the monsters you've got to watch out for. Okay, listen up because this is important. There are a few mistakes you can make, but there's one huge mistake that's the most expensive one for beginners. It's a sneaky little trap that's cost people a ton of money. And here it is, falling for the minimum amount due. See, paying just that tiny minimum amount might stop you from getting a late fee, but, and I cannot stress this enough, it does not stop the interest charges. The bank will start hitting you with high interest on everything else you owe, and trust me, it adds up fast. Just how high are we talking? Well, the annual interest rate can be as high as 40%. Let that sink in. 40%.
That makes credit card debt one of the most expensive types of debt you can have. Carrying a balance month to month is like trying to run a marathon with weights tied to your ankles. It's just going to drag you down.
Let's just put this into perspective. Imagine you have a 50,000 rupee bill. If you pay it all off, it costs you 50,000 rupees. Simple. But if you only pay the minimum each month, that same bill can end up costing you so much more, thanks to all that interest piling up. The difference is absolutely huge. So how do you dodge all these dangers and actually come out on top? Well, you need a set of rules, a code of conduct. This is your blue part for success, your path to becoming a credit card master. Here they are, 4 simple rules. These are non-negotiable. Rule number 1, pay in full every single time. Seriously, this is the golden rule. Never, ever just pay the minimum. Rule 2, try to keep your balance below 30% of your total credit limit. It just looks good to lenders. Rule 3, think of rewards as a bonus, not a reason to spend more. And finally, Rule 4, actually read the fine print. You got to know the fees and terms before you start swiping. I really love this quote because it just nails it. Your first credit card isn't just about buying things now. It's a signal. You're sending a message about your financial habits to all the banks you might want to borrow from in the future. So the bottom line is, make sure it's a good signal. And with that, your financial quest has officially begun. You've got the knowledge, you know the rules. How you choose to use this powerful tool, well, that's entirely up to you. So, what's it going to be? Is this card going to build your future, or is it going to be a burden that weighs you down? The choice is yours.